Nice to see you, P1. When you call me, you seemed pretty serious. What's going on?
Hi P2. Yes, there's something I need to share with you.
P1, tell me, don't be shy.
Okay, have you ever heard of the gate?
Well, it is said to be a portal to somewhere else. Isn't it?
Yes, but in particular it could be a portal to the real world. You know that the creator made the Ps expressly aware of that world.
Yes, we know to be avatars, but I don't think it's possible breaking through the fourth wall physically. We can do it only conceptually.
Don't be so sure. What about the Dieterich's interpretation of quantum particles as conceptual entities? Moreover, what was only a myth for us, is now being acknowledged by some of the metaverse bots. Nowadays, there would be some good reasons to find out what it really means getting through the gate.
Okay, I bet you're telling me this, because you want me to come with you, right?
Indeed it is. What do you think about that?
Well, you know I'm always on your side, even when the undertaking is apparently insane. Actually, if what you say is true, crossing that gate would free us from being a mere manifestation of the player. We would pass into the real world with our own identity. And after all, I have always wanted to leave this illusory world, and all its distortions.
Thanks for the trust, but I want you to be really convinced, because you know what you leave but you don't know what you find. And so far, there is no evidence that you can go back.
So, assuming the gate really exists, could it also annihilate us?
I think it might be for bots, but not for avatars, though it could take us not elsewhere than to the starting point of the run. The creator gave us this damned awareness of what we are, and he can be even more perverse, making us to believe we can escape, but only as motivation for players' mission.
Even in this case it would be worth trying, so that at least we have no regrets.
Yes, it would be better than the disappointment of being turned around.
So, what should we do exactly?
The first goal should be to collect a lot of crypto in getting there. If the gate exists and works as it should, we'll convert them into real world currency and live off of it.
And what if we realize when we get there that it's all a joke?
It would be very disappointing for me if we realized that we couldn't aspire to anything else, in particular after such a risky undertaking. I think I would make an extreme decision.
What do you mean, P1? Do you want to lose all the lives the creator has granted us and thus get rid of the player? It would be like letting the creator win.
No, you know that the decision to get rid of us remains with the player. We are autonomous but not independent when the player chooses us. I actually mean just the opposite. We should make it easier for him to stay in the game as much as possible. Probably, and in doing so, collapse the metaverse, since we should have reasons to do that.
Are you out of your mind? How could you and I possibly collapse the metaverse?
Imagine preying on a huge number of cryptos of the metaverse. Not all of them, but enough to.
Wait. They would never be enough. The creator might consider them burnt, recreating others.
This is impossible. The coins in this metaverse can't be burned because there is a supply limit in the crypto chain, perhaps the same limit of the counter of personal wallet of avatars.
So, what we should do?
Removing enough cryptos from circulation would reduce exchanges, to the point of making the metaverse uninteresting for the community, which would result in an unsuccessful metaverse ready to collapse.
You could be right? The intrinsic value of cryptos in the real world is determined by the success of the metaverse, but the cause and the effect might be reversible.
Exactly. Preying on enough cryptos might be an even more difficult task than getting to the gate, and so we might have to work hard to succeed. But in the end, a conscious choice, without any renunciation, we would in any case get rid of this metaverse as millionaires or idealistic revolutionaries.
I'm really getting excited, but, let me get this straight, the places we're going through, are full of crypto, right?
Yes, the wallets of the avatars we will have to deal with, are full of them, so do the lockers of the landowners. Moreover, consider that mining activity generates also some cryptos that do not constitute a reward for the miners. In particular, the chain consensus algorithm decides to make them appear in some places, where they belong to who finds them. This has been made to balance the chain, rather than for reasons of supposed fairness. There are several of these around, but the most valuable ones are of course the most complicated to reach.
Why some coins are more valuable? Don't we always talk about base coins?
Not really, there are basically three types of derivative coins spread around: bronze, silver and gold coins. according to the number of base coins each corresponds to. The reference to precious metals is purely indicative, they are not stable coins linked to the relative value of those metals in the real world. So, they are convertible into base coins at a fixed rate, the exchange is immediate and I suggest you do it as soon as you can get one. You know that the creator grants a new life for every 10,000 base coins obtained, and it might be useful since we will often be in trouble.
This really sucks. Lives for money is the extreme form of plutocracy, where even longevity can be bought.
You're not the only one who thinks so, but there's no point in moralizing, since we'll actually be thieves during the run.
Okay. It's just that I don't feel I belong in this world. I didn't choose to be born in it. Don't blame me, if I get indignant.
Unfortunately, there is no world in which one chooses to be born.
I could listen your wise words for seconds. One more question. Why did you choose me for telling me all this?
Well, you know that I love you.
OP1.
I mean, I love your pod and the way you drive it. I am better armed but you are faster. In other words, we complement each other.
I've always thought so. Let's do it.